learn from the story that it is panic which complicates the matter. And maximum times it happens that as soon as we see ourselves in a trouble, we start panicking. There's a lot of panic attacks which happens. There's a lot of anxiety attacks which happens to us, that our mind just stops working and we are not even able to think properly, right? It happens with maximum of us. Imagine a dog is chasing you. What would you do? You will also start running if a dog is running behind you, right? Instead, you should stop there. The dog would also stop at that point if you stop running, because dog thinks maybe you are something harmful who's running out of some crime. Okay, similarly, if we see ourselves in any dangerous situation, the first thing we do is our mind, it stops working and we start panicking. Ab kya hoga, ab kya hoga, ab kya hoga? Shit, what we have done, what blunder we have done, right? It happens maximum times. Instead of thinking of the solution, we think more of the problem, right? It happens. Like we are thinking constantly about the problem and we are not able to find the solution, because at that point of time, our mind, it stops working. If Gerard would not have very cleverly, very smartly, if he would not have handled the situation, again he would have been killed. He would not be no more alive. Sure, it is a very sure thing. So he kept himself very calm. We read it in the beginning only, that as he sees the gun pointing at him, he was still so relaxed. He did not panic at all, because he knew that his mind needs to be so calm in order to work well and in order to get rid of this killer. So that's why he kept himself very relaxed and very calm. So panic is something that complicates the situation. So whenever you are in a problem, whenever you think that there is some kind of problems, you cannot come out of it, what you need to do is to keep yourself very calm and composed. You need to keep yourself very relaxed and then think of it. One's presence of mind is required in situation of crisis. So whenever you are in any situation of crisis, like Gerard was here, so what you need to do is you need to use your presence of mind, that is also called your witty. So whenever we say wit is what? Wit is cleverness that is required at that particular point of time, and something you are, if you are witty, you're able to deal with the situation within seconds. Okay, cleverness is something else. Cleverness can take a lot of time also, a lot of planning also, but wittiness or witty or wit will something that would happen immediately. So that's why he was a very witty person. Gerard was a very witty person. On the other hand, what was Intruder, though he had planned everything well, but he was overconfident, and that's the point. His overconfidence actually took him down. उसको लेकर डूब गया, his overconfidence. Now, one more thing we learned from the story is that one should never consider oneself to be smarter than the opponent. This happens with maximum times that people, they lose in a match also. Okay, maximum times it happens. Okay, let me give you a very small example of match also when it is between Pakistan and India. Most of the teams, like both the teams supporting, whichever team you are supporting, the person supporting the team is very confident कि हम ही जीतेंगे, and that's the point where when you consider your opponent as the weaker, and that's the point where you actually have a failure. So we should never consider our opponent as somebody who is less smart than us. We should always think that opponent is smarter, we need to work more hard in order to beat the opponent. But here the same thing happened. Gerard, who took the advantage of the thing that Intruder is not at all a smart person, because he was overconfident. Intruder thought, I have a very well planned. He did not think of all the negative things or something that could come out. That's why the biggest mistake of Intruder was to tell his plan to Gerard. If he would not have told the plan, and if he would have direct away killed Gerard, he would have succeeded in his plan. Okay, so that was the biggest mistake of Intruder, to tell his plan to Gerard. And that's the point where he realized, Gerard realized that Intruder was not at all a smart person, as smart he thinks himself to be. So in order to completely make a plan of a crime, one needs to be very smart, which was missing in Intruder, and that's why it came as downfall. That's why his downfall was very close to him. So these two things are very important in the story.